With the tarp shelter complete, it's time to move on to the bed. For that, I'm going to need a nice thick mattress. I'm going to be using spruce boughs. I've got this spruce tree right here, fairly large diameter for this little hatchet, certainly. I got this dead spruce behind me, and the two of them are hung up at the top with this dead spruce. The base of the tree, you can see when the wind blows, the whole stump is moving. So it is ready to go over at any moment. The two of them are rubbing up at the top and they're squeaking non-stop. So I figure I might as well cut this tree. I can use all the boughs off of it for my bed. It's got a pretty bushy top, so I'll have a nice comfortable bed from this tree, and then I can control this dead tree, where it falls, and hopefully where this smaller spruce falls too. I call it a little spruce, but it is still a fairly decent sized tree, especially considering I'm using this little double bit. I believe this has a 5.5-inch head. You can see that it is definitely right around that 10-inch mark across. Now, I'm going to try and make my face cut on this side, back cut on the opposite, so it will fall directly that way into a little clearing, which will make it easier for me to get the boughs off. This is certainly going to be a good test of this little hatchet. Lots of people have been saying this is only good for small sticks, 2 inches in diameter and nothing more, so this is going to be interesting to see how long it takes for me to get through this tree. Well, that went surprisingly fast. I don't even know if I was chopping for a whole 5 minutes. You can see my face cut. It went fairly deep, probably about 4 inches, which, yeah, I mean, this tree was 8-9 inches across easily. So we went fairly deep on the undercut, and then the back cut. As soon as I started chopping, I could hear it creaking and cracking, and with the weight of that dead tree hung up in this tree, it went over right away. So you can see we got a great big hinge wood here, and it still went over. But just goes to show, even though this is a small little 1-pound double bit, you can still do some big work with it. But I certainly have my work cut out for me now. I should be able to use the wood from both of these trees. Going to have to be smart about it and only make as many cuts as necessary so I don't have to spend a whole bunch of time working down this wood with my hatchet. Leave it in as long a length as I can manage. All the boughs from this live tree will be my bed, but before I can get going on that, I have to go and get my bed ready. So this is certainly something that I learned from reading Woodcraft and Camping. When you get to your campsite, it's tempting to just pick a flat spot, roll out your bedroll, and call it good, but right away, as soon as you try and sleep, you're going to find there's all kinds of lumps and bumps, sticks, pine cones, roots, what have you, that are going to make your sleep absolutely miserable. So what we do is we just go through this on our hands and knees. We feel, and if there's any roots, we chop them out using the thicker edge of our double bit. Any little shrubs or anything, we'll chop those out. Make sure that we got ourselves a nice flat and level spot that's going to make for a very comfortable bed. Got all this debris from a rotten tree that was here at one point. Got a root here. Chop that off. So at first glance, this spot looked pretty good to have my bed. But I got all these roots running right underneath of where my back is going to be. So I'm going to try and loosen them up a bit. And we're going to get busy with the hatchet. This is the big advantage of having the two edges. I got one edge that has a blunter edge on it. It can get beat up, it can get thrown in the dirt. And I still have a nice, fine, sharp edge for all of my finer work I need to do. Big old roots. So just from that one little spot where my bed is going to be, I got that whole pile of debris and roots out of there. It's looking a lot better now, far flatter, a lot more level. Once I get a nice bough bed built up in there, it's going to be absolutely comfortable. Certainly got a large pile of boughs off that tree. Got a lot to go through. It should make for a very comfortable bed. First things first though, in woodcraft and camping, it's always made clear that one should lay out a boundary to your shelter. So I went with my hatchet, cut some poles to create a nice outer boundary for my sleeping area, and that's also going to help to keep the boughs in place, make sure that they're not being spread all over as I'm using my bed. Just like that, our bed is laid out, got a nice perimeter to it. Now we got the task of picking all the really fine, soft needles off of these boughs, filling this up, making a nice comfortable bed. In woodcraft and camping, Nesmith states that the needles should always be picked by hand, either pulled off or broken, because when you cut something, you end up with sharp ends. And if you try to sleep on those, certainly is not going to be very enjoyable. So we go through, pick our bedding with our hands. It's a slow process, but an enjoyable one, a relaxing one. And in the outdoors, there are a few tasks quite as easy as this, so we enjoy it while we can. Well, I turned that entire mountain of browse into this little pile right here. It's just the bones. Everything that is fine and springy has been picked off of it. Be able to use this for fire though, so won't move it too far away from camp. This mattress is looking really good. Got it nice and thick. This is already all compressed. There's at least 6-7 inches of compressed material here. And this bed, oh, it is so comfortable. This is probably the nicest bow bed that I've ever made. It is going to be so nice sleeping on this. Oh yeah. For my bedding, I've got one wool blanket. In Woodcraft and Camping, Nesmith describes his sleep kit as a blanket bag, which is a wool blanket like this, but the long side that's open, it would be sewn up, open at both ends. That's what he used to sleep with. Personally, I like to keep my blankets as blankets. They're a little more versatile around camp if I want to use them as an extra layer around the campfire or something, or fold them up and sit on them. But what I'll do is I'll just keep this blanket folded in half, sleep between the 2 layers. And for my pillow, I'm going to be using a pillow bag similar to what is described in Woodcraft and Camping. Just a little bag filled up with really fine browse. This one has a drawstring on top, so I can just close it up like that, tie it off. Then I got a nice little pillow here, and that is my complete sleep kit. Camp is coming together quite nicely. Shelter is up, looking real good. If we get any rain or perhaps even snow, we'll be well protected. We got a super comfortable mattress, bedding laid out, pillow bag in place. We are almost ready for a comfortable night out here. Next up though, we got to get busy on the campfire. We will be starting that next episode. I want to thank you guys for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.